Started off the morning cutting down some ash trees. Got up at like 5:30, realized the sun's not going to come up for 2.5 hours, so kind of moseyed on around. Once the sun came up, decided to cut down a couple of trees here. They're about 80 years old and they're only 1.5 feet in diameter because these massive cottonwoods just have been taking all the nutrients, all the light. So we'll be loading all this firewood up and putting it on the truck here just to get it out of the way before the snow starts falling. Copper, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I started looking for Copper, couldn't find him anywhere. Whistled for like 10 minutes, walked out on the gravel road. Was getting kind of upset with him because normally his recall's pretty good. And then I walked past the truck and I forgot that I put him in the back seat. Sorry, buddy. Well, go figure, the tree that I came over here to cut over with my chainsaw fell over for me. Yeah, I guess that it's good we planned to cut it down because it was coming down anyway. Cool. Saves me a little bit of work. This tree's coming down too, though. This is leaning way too far. Just definitely a big risk, as you can tell. Okay, now I'm ready for the tree. And for this guy, from what I've seen on the interwebs, the more professional tree fallers, is that when you have a tree leaning this much, there's a big chance that you could end up with something called barber chair, which is where as the tree falls, it splits right up the middle and the compression side of the wood stays attached to the ground and the tension side splits up and it has a chance of smacking you in the face, just causing a whole bunch of damage. And then the tree is unsafe because there's still a lot of potential energy left in the tree, you know, as it's not all the way falling over. So I think what I'm going to try in this one is the back strap method. So you make your face cut as normal, and then instead of coming in from the back side, what you'll do is you'll do a plunge cut right down the middle, and then I'm gonna creep up to where my hinge line's gonna be and then slowly work back. And what that does is it keeps a lot of the strength on the back side of the tree here. And when I'm ready to let that back strap go, I'll cut it and the whole tree will fall very rapidly, a whole lot faster than it would normally, you know, kind of creeping its way over. So I'm gonna test that out. I don't think I've done this before. At least I haven't done it when I need to. I've done it just because, you know, to see how it works. But we're gonna give that a go and see how it is. But it is deer opener today. So there's gunshots going on all around. There's not gonna be deer in this yard because chainsaw. But I'm just here cutting trees, not going for a deer this year. Maybe next year. Pheasant hunters just let off a bunch too. But I'll get that all set up and take you along for the ride. So what I'm doing here, I'm doing my face cut, but chainsaws actually come with a felling sight right here. There's a black line, and you get down here and you line it up, and it shows you exactly where the tree is gonna fall. If it doesn't have a preference to lean either way. So right now, we're looking like it's gonna fall right in line with where Copper's at. Obviously we'll have him move, but it's just a good little tip so you know where your tree's gonna fall. So I'll finish making up this face cut and then work on the back strap here, and we'll get you all set up for that. Okay, so got our face cut. You can see a nice clean face cut here. So I'm gonna do a plunge cut right about here, about an inch up from there, all the way through, slowly work my way back. And this holding wood back here is exceptionally strong. So when I get to the point where I wanna drop the tree, I'll just come from this way and the whole thing will fall down pretty quick. All right, so I got the plunge cut, and now I'm gonna work my way back, keeping that back strap, and then we're gonna watch this tree fall. So there's a big difference between this saw and my last saw. This one, I can do a little something called standing up and cutting. Before, with that 20-inch bar, I had to lean over a whole lot, and my back was really hurting. Like, it wasn't the most pleasant thing in the world to have to constantly be bending over to get my bar down on the wood there. So that's really nice, and that allows me to cut a whole lot longer without getting sore, or to just not be as sore with the amount that I'm cutting. So that is super nice. I've got that tree almost chopped up. I've noticed the bar's not oiling as much as I'd like, so I'm gonna have to turn that oiler up, or I might just put an upgraded oiler on it, because I know a lot of people take the oiler out of the 460 or 460R, and they put that on because it outputs like 30% more oil to the bar, and that's always a good thing. I've noticed, like on my 391, it was pretty much a 1-to-1. When I'd fill up my gas, my oil would also be empty, whereas this thing, it's like a third of the way empty. And I'll have to make sure my adjustment screw's turned all the way up too. I'm not quite sure that it is, but either way, I'm probably still gonna, it's like a $40 thing. So I'm gonna tension the chain up. Being a new chain, it loosens up a little bit here, so we'll get that going and then finish bucking up this tree. All right. Got the tree all limbed and bucked. Whew. It's a bit of a job. Let me tell you, it is so nice to be able to stand up and cut. Like before, I'd be down there, and because I had 5 inches less of bar and a lot less power in the saw, but I'd be bending over, just my back hurt. So let me tell you that. I think that saw is going to pay for itself in chiropractor bills alone. Anyway, I left a couple parts of this tree a little bit longer, planning to get an Alaskan sawmill at some point here. And I was thinking these little sections, this one's about 4 feet long, but these little sections would make really good live edge shelves for the barn door. So, I mean, you cut it into slabs, obviously, and then cut off the backside since it's got to be square going up against the wall, but just open face shelves. Looks really cool, natural, rustic. If we don't like them, they were free, so then we can throw them away and get some different stuff. But I think they'll turn out pretty good. Planning to use some of the ash trees for big beams, but not so much silver maple. It's soft maple, so it's not super strong, but it does look nice. The bark is very pronounced. So we're gonna pull these off to the side. I think I've got a 5-foot one over there, about 10-12 inches in diameter. I've got a 8-foot one here that's almost 20 inches in diameter, and then this one's about 4 feet and it's maybe 24 in diameter. So got plenty of options and a lot more trees that are coming down too. So we'll try and make something cool out of the yard, making it a little more self-sufficient. You know, things that are in the barn came from the yard itself instead of some far off land called China. Shaping up to be a perfect day for cutting, but I'm really hungry. I forgot to feed Copper this morning and I'm out of gas for the saw, so I'm gonna run to town, get some of that, fill my stomach up, fill the saw up, fill Copper's stomach up, and get back at it. So last time I was down, I found an old mushroomed out axe head in the machine shed and asked my dad the backstory on it, and he said that this axe head was old when he was a kid, and he's 66 this year. So I cleaned it all up, got rid of the mushrooming, gave it a little bit of a polish, hand filed it as best I could. It's pretty sharp. And then bought a new handle for it, sanded off that finish, and put on tung oil, linseed oil, one of the two. So this will be my new axe. I wish I knew the full backstory on it, but it's got to be, he's estimating that it was probably made in the first decade of the 1900s. So easily over 100 years old. So this one I'll take care of. There we go. There we go. Whew. That's a cool stump. Here's a way to get a fire really hot. Hopefully by the time I'm done this weekend, you'll be able to tell that there's a little building back here. Good stuff. Hi, Copper. Hi. Hey. What did we talk about? Yeah, that's right. We talked about punching people in the crotch. That's not nice. Oh my goodness, that's tiring stuff. Whew. Hey, you. Hi. Never lonely out here, that's for sure. Oh man. Sounds like someone can't hit a bird. today's mission is going to be to cut all these trees down around the old basement cistern here, just to, I don't know, they're scraggly, I don't know, just want to cut them down. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a beautiful day, perfect for cutting. It's like 40 degrees outside, so after I start cutting, I'm sure I'll be shedding layers down to a t-shirt eventually. I'm feeling good. Not very sore from yesterday at all. So these trees, let's take them all down. Man, this new chainsaw is quick. This has got to be the most difficult firewood I've ever done. But it's a mulberry, so it's worth it. That's exhausting. Whew, I need some water. I better go move the truck. Hopefully it takes, because this is all wet wood, but we've got the wind on our side, so I think we're doing pretty good.